we're here this morning with Jamie. Jamie is a very fortunate friend of mine that has been very heavily influenced here by JP himself. So this is a direct thank you from Jamie to the man himself. So I'll let Jamie introduce himself and maybe give a bit of context around how JP has affected and influenced your life.
Yeah, well, first of all, to be honest, I don't really know how I'm going to openly thank the man, but he's done an absolute awful lot for me. Obviously, I won my scholarship in 2008, and obviously it was a massive privilege for me and my family as well. And obviously, given that JP had been has been a past pupil of our school, it was an absolute honour to win his scholarship in 2008. And I suppose we had our celebratory night in the Dunraven Arms in I think in September 2008, and that was certainly a great night as well. JP was there himself and a lot of the trustees as well, which was pretty amazing. All our family was there, my mum and dad and my sister, and we had an absolute brilliant night there out in the Dunraven Arms. But that's where it starts from. Obviously, I enrolled in college that month in University of Limerick, and with the scholarship, obviously it's a massive help throughout the 4 years.
So just even to give people that don't understand what the scholarship is, like obviously this is to the man himself, but just for our own knowledge, like where does it take you? Obviously, I know you did business, and like what did that platform give you as a springboard, as you say? Maybe
of course, well, the whole idea behind it is that you do get obviously a bursary, a monetary award every year, mainly spread out over, I believe, 9 to 10 months throughout the academic term. And obviously, one of the main ideas behind it is that it gives you that little step ahead, as you say, Rory, that springboard for it to go and to put the concentration onto your studies, and not exactly, you could, even if you are working part-time, this is a massive help for you to put your main priority to being performing academically and keeping your grades up as such, and throughout the term. It gives you that advantage over someone beside you who might necessarily have to also balance work with
and like the main thing from what I
college.
even gathered there initially is like the financial side is a huge negative barrier and a lot of challenges.
Absolutely,
like, so detrimental to health even as well, to more flip that out. So like to have that pillar of a focus, like you're sitting in your family home, similarly to have that comfort, if you will, to have that security to, as you say, be able to leverage your studies and take advantage of those opportunities, as you say, out in Limerick, here in Castletroy. Like that's led you to have a basis in the business world to then carry on into your career. So like maybe like from even the UL platform, like where has that taken you on your own journey, say from college to where you are now today?
Yeah, well, obviously I finished UL in 2012, and obviously went almost directly into the workforce. So I started out with Allied Irish Bank in Galway, but towards the top of my CV, obviously one of the first things I mentioned is obviously the McMahon Scholarship, and you'd be surprised even when people from all over the country that they have heard of it. So I obviously sat down in front of a lady in my first interview in Ballsbridge, Dublin 4, we had to go to the bank centre to interview for the job, but she surprisingly had heard of it, even though I believe she was so I believe I'm not sure if she was from the Midlands originally, but she has heard of the JP McMahon Scholarship, and including, I know, not only is it just CBS Section Street, but it's also, he has a 32 county one as well, I believe. So I know that happens on a yearly basis as well, I believe. So it's not just concentrated to Section Street CBS, but this lady had heard of it, and it obviously is the #1 highlight on my CV, and it's great to be part of such a kind of prestigious group
and
of
literally
people,
just spinning it, JP, like this is a personal thank you from me to you, because without the influence of your gratitude to Limerick, I would never have met Jamie or our mutual friend Liam as well. The fact that you put that together, chances are we may have connected, but it literally was a springboard for our friendship. So like to be fortunate enough to have Jamie, Liam and the extended crew of their friends in my life, I'm very grateful for that also. So as you say, like, it has such a ripple effect personally between us. Liam, as you mentioned, who's over in the States and all the rest of it, and we'll hear more on that. The whole world really just gets like nearly a rebounding effect. Like even the stories I heard from when Limerick won the All Ireland and all these different things. Where do you think, if, say for example, we were to pull this one side and think realistically, like other students I imagine in Sexton's didn't have the opportunity. I think it's the top.
It's a top 8 every year. Top 8 every 6th year leaving cert results. So it is based on the point system, obviously, which I know has changed now recently. There's certain continuous assessment going on now. I think throughout it, but It's not like it was nearly 11 years ago now, but which is scary as well. But it is the top 8 performing pupils every year, and I think it's been since 1996.
Say when you were even in school, like, go way back, like say even first year, like when was the first time you even heard of scholarship? Was that something of motivation? Was that something that you saw as potentially an opportunity to actually
I suppose when you're 12 years of age, going into school, it's a bit different, you know. You don't really know it's there, but after a couple of days, couple of weeks, you start to figure out who the guys are on the wall, you know, and you kind of see it, and then you I suppose you do. I would have known of it, but at 12, 13 years of age, I wouldn't have taken much notice to it. Going into school, it's kind of, you know, you're in the deep end, you're meeting all these new people, but I suppose evidently a couple of days in, you kind of know what it is, and I suppose come the end of first year, second year, the teachers will kind of start pushing it inside as well, knowing that if you're performing quite well, they'd be saying to your parents when they're meeting the parent teachers, you know, keep an eye on this guy, he's doing very well in school. Have you heard of this?